back to the Pit and Paddock Racing Show for our Dakar Special Edition.
The Dakar began in 1978 by some bored French guys who didn't have to work for a living. It's a 2-week-long off-road rally race. And if you look at some of the shorts we have out, we go a little deeper into how it all started and how it works.
MAV TV is showing the daily highlights every night, or you can search through the depths of Peacock to find the replays of the show through January 17th. It was a bit of a slog to get through to find them.
Oh, I've got it saved now.
Yeah, now I did. I tried to find them the first time.
I liked it when Lee Doofy was the commentator.
Oh, yeah.
He was a lot better.
Now they use, like, the World Feed or whoever.
Yeah, it's a bunch of European people
who say the same word way too many times.
Man, my voice is still rough. I kind of sound like the Secretary of Health.
That's true.
Don't eat that.
Make America healthy again.
Yeah, make America. Don't eat anything from Big Pharma. Well, we are through stage 3, which is day 5. Wait, yeah, stage 3 is day 5, right?
Yes.
Only the French. Okay.
So in bikes, we've currently got from the USA, Daniel Sanders in first.
Whoop.
We seem to do well in bikes. Skylar Howe in second.
Who used to do that? Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Was that
Arsenio? Yeah. Sorry.
That lasted well.
I call him Mr. Mustache. He's like it's almost like a full handlebar mustache.
It's almost a 70s porn star stash.
Yeah, it is, huh?
And fourth is Braybeck, who is also from the U.S. They got motorcycles on lockdown there.
Oh, yeah, we're finally starting to win. They're all Honda, too, right? It's not KTM anymore.
No, there's a Honda does it all.
Well, in cars, the leader is Ladigan, which sounds like the start of a off-color limerick. Some dude in a Toyota from South Africa. Nasser Alatia, who's actually kind of cool, is in second with his own team. And then Ekstrom, Swedish dude driving for Ford's new team.
I know that guy.
Yeah, he's in third. And then one of his teammates, Guthrie, the youngest member of the Ford Raptor team, is in 8th.
Is it Nani Roma?
Nani.
He is 55th after the break.
He's not doing so good for the Ford Raptor team.
The Ford Raptor team's having a rough go of it.
Yeah, and Carlos Sainz, the charter member of the Ford Raptor team, he crashed out and he DNF'd the whole race.
That was rough.
Yeah.
Ford was going with the seasoned team of Sainz, Ekstrom, and Roma. Old and white and maybe nominated by the Democratic Party.
That does sound like nominees from the Democratic Party.
Did he roll it? Is that what?
Yeah.
And they tried to limp it along and it didn't quite.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it.
And then Sebastian Loeb, the famous rally racer who has no luck when it comes to Dakar, he rolled his car and then he limped it back to the bivouac.
Oh,
whatever.
The word? There it is.
The milestone camp. And then they inspected it and said, "Oh, nope, the frame's deformed. You can't continue." So Loeb is out.
Oh.
Again.
Man, all the big names that I remember from rallying, they're all old now.
I know. Mr. Dakar is not in it this year.
Oh. Really?
Yeah. He's out.
The SSV class, we've got Desultrate. Is that pronouncing that correctly?
I was going to go with Soul Train.
Oh, Soul Train. I like that better. He's French, so it's probably pronounced something ridiculous.
Yeah.
He's got his Razor. Not the scooter. That's the side-by-side, right?
Side-by-side, yeah.
That's from Loeb Racing. We've got Brick Hager. Sounds like a news reporter. Rick Hager, live.
Coming to you from the race. Also USA, also Loeb's team.
Oh.
So Loeb can't finish the race, but his team does good.
Sarah Price, DNF'd
Yeah.
who almost had the podium in 2024.
She did. She came so close, and then I think she ran out of tires. She kept getting punctures last year.
I remember that part.
She is or was Ricky Brabeck's girlfriend. I don't know now.
Oh, well, that's got to be awkward then for everyone.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'll see him next year on the same track.
But there's no Austin Jones, the guy from Litchfield Park, Arizona, that won in 2022. He's not in the T4 class.
No?
No, I don't. I've been looking for news, but I don't know why he's not in the Dakar this year. Maybe he lost a sponsor, or
It's got to be expensive to do that.
yeah, you got to go all the way to Saudi Arabia. In the truck class, which is my favorite because those are big, 8-ton trucks.
That's the big trucks.
Yeah, bouncing over the dunes. The truck class is being led by some Czech dude, and second place is some other Czech dude.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty much a bunch of Eastern Europeans. I looked through the class of entries, 37 entries in the truck class, nothing from the USA.
It's because Eastern Europe has terrible roads and they're very good at driving their trucks over terrible roads.
Yeah. I would like to see some Americans get in there, get a Mack truck or a Kenworth or some American brand.
That would be pretty nice.
But nothing.
Those ones, it's cool to see them jumping over those dunes.
I love the trucks.
Sliding around. The classic category, which I kind of like.
Looks cool.
Yeah. The 90s ones are kind of a joke. A 1996 Nissan is first.
Yeah, I don't even know who the driver is. I just looked at
I
the
just
car.
looked at the cars. Yeah.
You really care? I like the Audi Quattro. There's a bunch of those.
Yeah, I saw the little guy. They made the bodies.
Yeah.
Because I guess they don't have a lot of those. But the engines are original. A 1990s Toyota is second.
Yeah.
And third is a Land Rover Defender from the 90s.
I keep looking at cars in that category going, oh yeah, I drove that on the video game the other day.
I like the Porsche that someone just...
The Rothman Porsche.
Someone just put some off-road tires on and lift it up a couple inches. Let's go.
Who drove that back in the 80s? Was that there was some Formula One drivers got into it back in the 80s, like Jackie Ickx. But I don't know who drove that Porsche.
Did they have a Mini out there too? No, that's one of the real categories, which it looks kind of weird.
Mini's doing pretty good in the car category, but yeah, they're one of the older manufacturers too. They were in the Dakar way back in the 80s.
So, well, I was about 10 minutes into the first episode, and I already wanted to ban the announcers from saying bivouac.
They do say bivouac a lot, huh?
About every 45 seconds. I think I heard it. Can't we just say camp or something?
Yeah. Race camp.
Just head back to the camp. Just bivouac.
Desert camp. They look like, I keep expecting Lawrence of Arabia to come walking out of one of those things. I want to know, so what's with the course this year? The first 4 stages are all a loop. They start at Bisha, and then they do a loop, and then they come back to Bisha, and then the next day they do a loop this way. They're doing a flower petal or something. I don't know what they're doing.
Is it just more convenient to keep the bivouac located in one area like that, and they don't have to move it?
They're saving money on bivouacs.
Yeah, a lot of less bivouac movement.
Sarkozy cut the bivouac budget this year. So
we could only move it 4 times. That's it.
I do like the old school when it was actually from Paris to Dakar, Africa, and they just went from point A to point B.
Yeah, they actually went somewhere.
Yeah. Now they do a bunch of loops, and I think tomorrow, stage 4, they start to finally leave Bisha.
Yeah. At least they still cover a lot of different terrains.
Yeah, it is. Oh, yesterday's was all rocks.
That was tough.
I'm looking at that going, there's no way I'm trying to ride over that.
Then there's those dunes that are a mix of dunes and rooty plants that kept catching people. That looked rough.
Everybody's jerseys are ripped apart from the thorns. Yeah.
Not a place to mess around in Saudi Arabia.
Don't get your hair cut, and they're going to come along and throw darts at you.
I saw China entered a Segway team.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize till they showed like a little thing on them, but it's the actual people that make the scooters
Oh, yeah.
that have the team. But it's their team runs electric bikes, and I want to know, why aren't they running the damn Segway scooters? Get the guys out there on the scooters running those. That's what everyone wants to see. I think that'd be much more entertaining, watching a guy on a Segway shooting across Dakar.
Just put some knobby tires on it.
Yeah.
Team Mall Cop.
We got all blurred out there.
Was it me, or are those Segway electric motorcycles really slow? I felt like they were barely moving.
Anytime they showed them, they were getting passed by like multiple vehicles.
Yeah. I think I saw some Saudi Arabian kids run past the Segway motorcycles. They're super slow.
I never caught where they finished at either.
Not first. I think they created their own special category, so they feel good.
Oh, it's like the Garage 56 entry at Le Mans, where you get these special.
It's equity for electric. Well, there is some news in Formula One this year. Rwanda is in negotiations to hold a F1 race. Rwanda? Didn't they have like a Hutu and Tutsi massacre back in the 90s?
I haven't heard anything about that. Sources say the teams in the FIA have all agreed that President Paul Kagame is a great person, maybe the best, and they all believe he is a fantastic and very democratically elected leader, and that Rwanda is a wonderful place.
Was he the president when they had the massacre?
No, he took over after.
Oh, okay.
Still the president, though. Just very... He's done a great job.
He's not the one that wears the cowboy hat.
No. Where is he?
Is that Liberia? I don't know. One of those countries. In other F1 news, Cadillac F1 has named Mario as team director. We don't need a last name. Everybody knows who Mario is.
You're going to be sneaky about it. His name is actually Wario Vandretti. He looks similar to Mario, but he has a goatee.
Oh, it's a bit of a Trojan horse.
Since we got rid of that last name there from the team.
Yeah, no. So they didn't want Andretti Cadillac, but if it's Cadillac, then it's okay. But we're going to have Mario as the team director. Which, what does team director do? I mean, I don't see Mario sitting on the pit box directing the race.
I think a team director is a famous spokesperson to take interviews when the team is getting negative and difficult questions.
Oh, kind of like reserve driver?
Yeah.
You don't really do anything.
The team makes a bunch of mistakes. They're like, talk to him. He's going to answer all the questions.
Throw him in the lion's pit.
Yeah. He'll just be like, hey, Mario, let's get some autographs, everybody. Come on.
Mario's a happy guy. I remember seeing him in the pits.
Some breaking, somewhat shocking news. Liam Lawson is going to be taking over for Sergio Perez at Red Bull.
I'm shocked. Shocked that they would let Perez go after that stellar season last year.
Just way out of left field. Nobody saw that coming.
I'm like Japanese planes flying over Pearl Harbor shocked.
I'm like Ferrari making decent strategy calls shocked.
I'm Hillary in 2016 shocked.
I'm ASU won the Big 12 shocked.
I'm stick a knife in an electrical outlet shocked.
It's actually shocked. I'm the ATF sold weapons to drug cartels shocked.
Really? Sources say that Perez will now retire.
I bet he builds like a giant Kit Kat pool and swims in it every day.
Like a pool full of Kit Kats, like Scrooge McDuck and with the money?
Yeah, like a money bin, but Kit Kats. That's what I see happening.
You think he'll try and cross the border before Trump takes office?
He's got that Carlos Slim money. He'll be fine.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He might get an actual passport.
When asked why Lawson was promoted over teammate Yuki, Horner said that they had a short time to decide, and there was little discussion.
Poor Yuki.
Horner just taking cheap shots at Yuki.
I know.
Come on, man.
Oh.
That's rude.
In other news, Botox is going to become the third wheel for Mercedes, also known as reserve driver.
got to be a relaxing job. Just kind of hang out and hang out in the hospitality room drinking.
Do some publicity shots once in a while. Show up at hospitals, stuff like that.
Get your mullet trimmed.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's all the Formula One news for now. Coming up next is the Australian Grand Prix in March.
Well, that's just around the corner.
And some testing. Moving on to NASCAR news. There will be a format change to qualifying next season. 2 rounds will now be 1 round, and that will be it. They're going to add, now get this, it's going to be very exciting, 5 extra minutes to practice.
Oh.
So instead of 20 minutes or 15 minutes, they're going to add 5 minutes. I think it'll be a 20-minute practice.
Okay.
You know, they need to bring back real practice sessions, like an hour long, so it's actually worth going to the track for a practice and qualifying day and spending the extra money for garage passes. I remember when they used to do that, and it was a fun time to actually sit in the garage and watch practice and qualifying.
Is it going to make me watch practice anymore then? Because I don't watch it now.
I don't think so. If you're not watching practice now, that's what's 5 extra minutes going to do.
Make me not watch 5 extra minutes.
The only thing, it's like, if you're going to watch qualifying, practice is right before it, so maybe you catch the end of it. I don't know.
A federal court has issued a preliminary injunction in favor of 23XI and Front Row Motorsports. So they're going to be allowed to race in 2025 under the previous charter while the lawsuit plays out. They're also allowed to purchase charters from Stewart-Haas that were granted because, or the whole thing was granted because the drivers and sponsors contracts say the team has to have a charter.
Yeah.
So that was their reason for we are actually damaged to be able to get the injunction. Like, you have to show I'm actually damaged.
Yeah, because the sponsors and drivers were able to leave the team if they.
Yeah.
So that was the damages.
Yeah, that's our legal system.
There you go.
Better than Europe's. Better than the International Court of whatever law. What is that? ICL? I don't know. The ones that's always trying to throw Israelis in jail. That one.
Yes. All the time.
All the time.
Helio Castroneves is going to drive the Trackhouse Project 91 car in the Daytona 500.
That's the one that has its own class?
No, it's their third car that Kimi Räikkönen drove it last year. Who else drove it?
Okay.
They'll bring it out for special occasions.
Okay.
So that's pretty interesting. Hopefully he can win that race. That's going to be tough.
You do better than when Jimmy Johnson came to IndyCar.
Yes.
I could have done better than when Jimmy Johnson came to IndyCar.
I did in the video game.
Yeah.
But also in Daytona news, 65-year-old Mike Wallace announced he will attempt to qualify for the Daytona 500 this year. NASCAR has granted him permission to leave his left turn signal on for the entirety of the race.
And not use cruise control?
Yes.
And not get out of the left lane. Wait, which Mike Wallace? The news guy? No, that Mike Wallace?
I hope so.
He's more than 65.
Is he still alive?
I would like to see him try to qualify, though. Oh, he's hit the wall again.
I bet he wouldn't.
His whole race would be that NASCAR rule where you can't hit the wall to try and go around somebody.
Oh, God. Get him off the track. Whose idea?
Mike Wallace coming to you live from the Daytona 500. Smack.
Live in the car. Oh, what a disaster. Coming up next for NASCAR, February 2nd is the Cookout Clash at Bowman Gray Stadium, which is going to be a tiny little quarter-mile flat track. So that should be an interesting race to watch.
With, like, current NASCAR cars on it?
Yes. They're going to do an exhibition race. I don't know. It's got a special setup. I'll worry about that more as it gets closer. Moving on to IndyCar news. The 2027 car has started wind tunnel testing already. It's getting difficult to complain about the new car without actually having seen it, so let's get pictures out so I can start complaining, please.
It's got to look better than the previous generation. Not the one we have now, but the one before that with the big fenders on the back.
Oh, man.
That one?
Yeah, that thing. That was a disaster.
Ugliest Indy car of all time.
Anything's going to be an upgrade. Hopefully the windscreens looks a little better.
Oh, God, I hope they get rid of the windscreen.
No.
You know what? I would do the thong like Formula One has, but instead of one down the middle, just do two.
So you can see straight ahead.
Yeah.
Best engineers are going to figure it out. The best.
The most diverse engineers?
Uh-oh. Let's see how Boeing worked out.
We're going to have our most diverse engineering team figure this one out.
Works for Boeing.
Yeah.
Connor Daly will be taking the last full-time seat at Juncos Hollinger Racing. Kind of a surprise.
No Grosjeans?
So Grosjeans is without a ride
Oh.
as of now, which is kind of surprising.
Oh, too bad. He's kind of a whiny dude. I didn't realize that.
Well,
I mean, I still like Grosjeans.
yeah, but he's French. But
Yeah. So Cadillac is joining Formula One in 2026. Do you think Hurd is going to be on the team?
I think so. I think he has a good year this year.
Yeah.
I think they look into signing him. I think they're going to want an American driver on their team,
Definitely.
and they're going to sign like a experienced European veteran,
Sonny Hayes
Sonny Hayes,
and Brian and
and
not Brian Herta, Colton Herta.
a super experienced American veteran, Sonny Hayes and Brian Herta, both
Yeah.
60 years old.
Yeah. I don't know if I would want to take that job if I'm Herta, because there's no way that Cadillac's going to be fast coming out of the gates.
No.
They're going to be in the back with Williams, and you're just going to drive around looking at everybody else's tailpipe for a year. So, but then you do get to drive an F1, so I don't know. That's a hard choice.
And then it's always do it for a couple of years to just be an F1, and you got an IndyCar seat waiting no matter what happens.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll find out. Jill DeFerrin and Lombardi were inducted into the Penske Hall of Fame over the winter.
Penske has its own Hall of Fame?
Apparently they do. I just found out about it.
Huh. I guess when you buy IndyCar, you can make your own Hall of Fame.
I hereby nominate the St. Petersburg push-to-pass buttons for immediate enshrinement into the Penske Hall of Fame.
You should have to, like when you walk in the door, you have to push them to get inside.
It's the door open buttons?
Yeah.
I'm never going to stop making fun of it.
Kind
It's
of.
almost been a full year, but it's going to keep going forever.
So I heard Fox, since Fox is taking over IndyCar broadcast next year, Fox is targeting Will Buxom for its team.
That's what they said. That could be
Huh.
interesting.
I mean, I'd like to see Will Buxom.
I kind of miss him on F1, but
Yeah.
that would be pretty good for IndyCar if he would be a good addition. I wonder if they're thinking about Booth, or are they going to have him down in the pits area, pre-race type of...
I don't know. I wonder if maybe F1's pushing him out. I mean, F1 TV keeps pushing out all the white males, so maybe he thinks he's on the chopping block.
They seem to mix their crew up a lot, too.
Well, you know what? Last year they didn't have the Viking girl, the really tall blonde girl.
No, they didn't.
She was there in 23, and she would kind of trade off with the shorter girl. I forget her name, but anyway. But yeah, but Viking girl didn't come back.
Well, if he's not going to be at F1, then he'll definitely take the IndyCar job, I would guess.
Yeah.
Marco Andretti announced that he's going to attempt to lose the Indy 500 for the 20th time this
That
season.
should be really easy for him.
Yeah, he should be able to pull that off.
Yeah.
In TV news, Disney announced that they're buying Fubo TV since the lawsuit wasn't really working out for Disney. They just decided to buy Fubo.
Does that stand for us by others? Is it?
I think so.
Okay.
That means that the venue streaming could be back on the table by the start of IndyCar season. So,
Oh, that would be good.
yeah.
Okay.
Disney's, that's kind of funny. We're going to sue it so they can't do it. Okay, we'll just buy you then. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, we've got a jillion dollars. We'll just buy your company.
Yeah. Other racing news. I saw that one of our past IndyCar favorites, Paul Tracy, is set to race in the Trans Am IRC GT Series.
That sounds like 3 different races.
It sounds like they're trying to outletter the LGBT alphabet soup crowd there.
Oh, that's a losing battle. They'll just keep adding marginalized people. There's no way you're going to beat them.
It's more letters.
Well, sprint cars are coming to Indianapolis in July. They're going to create a special track by turn 3. And they're going to be USAC Indy cars, so no wings. Just like old-fashioned Indy cars. First of 8 races in Indiana over 8 days. So that's a lot of sprint car racing.
They're doing the actual sprint cars? I know they've done midgets there before.
It said USAC sprint cars, which are the biggest of the, what are there, like 3 different sprint car types now?
Yeah, that should be fun.
Yeah.
I miss when there were dirt tracks and sprint car races around Phoenix, but they're all gone now.
Yeah. Manzanita was the best.
Oh, yeah. Now that's gone forever.
Yeah.
Over the weekend, they had the Tulsa Shootout. Christopher Bell held off Kyle Larson for his first dirt win since Joe Gibbs finally allowed him to go play with his friends again. It's been, what is it, like 4 years he's been there? He wasn't allowed to race on dirt. But now he let him go again, and he won his first race back.
Going off racing, let's do college football predictions. So, 3 games left since Arizona got robbed with the targeting call.
Well,
Arizona State.
I don't want to see targeting called in anything because apparently it doesn't exist as a penalty. So
yeah, even when you suffer a classic definition of targeting and they review it, no, that wasn't targeting. Sorry, Arizona State, you're not allowed to go to the semifinals.
It doesn't exist anymore, apparently.
Somebody said, well, if the targeting had been called, we're talking about the quarterfinal game, Arizona State versus Texas. If the targeting had been called, Arizona would have been within field goal range. They could have won the game. And I'm like, obviously you have not seen their field goal kicker. Because my grandmother can kick a better field goal than that dude.
It's not great.
There was no guarantee that was going to happen. But kudos to Arizona State for going farther than anybody thought.
It was a good run.
I'm interested.
And coming back in that game, too, after a very poor start.
Oh, I thought it was just going to be a humiliation 16-0 start, but I really don't care about any more football at all. I just want to see who Cam Scatterboot goes to play for in the NFL next year.
That could be. I think I'm going to follow that guy's and probably root for him in the NFL.
Oh yeah, he was a cool college player. Too bad he was a senior this year.
I know. There's the Cardinals. They're saying the Cardinals should take him, but I really wouldn't wish that upon him. I like him too much for that to happen.
It's cruel and unusual punishment to make him play for the Arizona Cardinals.
Don't do that to him, man. Come on.
They did that to Jake Plummer.
Yeah.
And that didn't work out. I don't know. What's a good team that he could go play for? Houston?
I don't know. He'd probably be about 3rd or 4th round draft pick. So that could be. I really don't know that deep into the drafting.
Well, in college football, we've got the first game up is Texas, Ohio State. I'm rooting for Texas, but I don't know. They didn't look that hot against Arizona State, so.
Ohio State is a different team every time I see them play. They dominated Oregon, and they were absolute garbage against Michigan. Depends on who shows up.
Hopefully the team that played Michigan shows up on Thursday.
Yeah, if that team shows up, it's going to be easy. And then I'll just be more angry if that team shows up, but that ASU probably could have beat them also.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, what happened to Oregon? That was humiliating.
That was awful.
I thought they spent the break trying to load up on drugs before the new laws kick in Oregon.
Man.
Wow, I don't know where that team went. And then the other game is Notre Dame and Penn State. I'd like Notre Dame to win, but I'm thinking Penn State's going to win.
Oh, I think Penn State will win that too.
Yeah.
And I'd rather Texas win. I think it'll be Ohio State, Penn State. And that's, I really don't want either of those teams to win from the Big Ten.
We have a lot of roots in Texas. Your grandmother's parents came over from Texas, like during the Great Depression, I think. So we have I'm sure we have a lot of family in Texas that we don't know. Somewhere around like the Dallas, like outside of, like maybe within 50 miles of Dallas area. Wait, where's the University of Texas? Is it Austin? The main one?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so we're rooting Texas, Notre Dame, but it'll probably be Texas, Penn State.
Yeah.
And then who wins that one? I hope Texas. I'm going to say Texas all the way.
I think Penn State's going to win.
You think Penn State?
Yeah. Yeah. Or Ohio State.
No, not anybody but Ohio State.
It depends on if which one shows up.
I can't. My wife went to Michigan, so my prenuptial agreement prevents me from ever rooting for Ohio State.
That's fair. Well, I guess we'll find out if I feel like watching it or if I'm too cranky.
Yeah, you can always do the highlights. That's what I do with the Cardinals games, so don't waste like 3 hours of my life.
Oh, do they have highlights?
YouTube.
Oh no, do the Cardinals have
Oh,
highlights?
yeah. Sometimes. So you hate when you're watching the highlights and they start off showing the other team. Like,
oh no. Coming up this weekend is the Chili Bowl with a whole bunch of people. I guess we can find out what goes on and talk about that next time.
The midget race?
Yeah.
Indoor midget race.
Indoor midget race.
Nice.
That's always fun. It's on pay TV, so I probably won't be able to watch it. I'll catch the highlights. And then at the end of the month is the Daytona 24 Hours.
Oh, yeah.
We've got some news on that. Trackhouse is entering a GTD Pro Corvette with NASCAR Cup Series Shane Van Gisbergen, IndyCar Series Scott McLaughlin, IMSA veteran Ben Keating, and Busch Series rookie Connor Zilisch all sharing a ride. So that should be interesting to watch.
Zilisch?
Connor Zilisch.
What kind of name is that?
I don't know, but he won a race last year.
Did he?
Yeah, in the Busch Series, so he should be, up and coming rookie.
I'm going to say it's German. Or maybe Jewish. I don't know.
Probably not both.
No, yeah, probably not both. Well, that's it for our special Dakar issue show. We had a lot more than Dakar. I thought we were going to be like almost all Dakar, but there was some news out there.
A lot of stuff happened.
So we will be back after Dakar for a Dakar wrap-up.
Wrap up Dakar, whatever other news happens. And that should be it.
Have a good winter.